Most gardeners have been asking the question, can you recover any tomatoes after frost, or you will have to replace all of them? We will learn all about it today. The most important thing is to find out what variety of tomatoes you want to grow and then plan so you can plant them when the soil is warm enough. In addition, you need to provide enough water and nutrients during the growing season, so the fruit will be strong. Before you begin planting, you need to know what kind of climate you live in. This means that you have to know which plants can thrive in your climate and which ones will not. So if you live in a cold climate, you will need to plant them in pots and bring them inside during the winter. On the other hand, if you live in a hot climate, then you should only plant varieties that can tolerate hot weather. Tomatoes are known to tolerate some frost, but very little. And any leaves that have been damaged should be removed immediately and the plant should be taken somewhere warmer. You will also need to know what kind of plants you can grow together with tomatoes. This is very important because some plants are not compatible with each other. You should also avoid planting onions or garlic near tomatoes. This is because the garlic will take all the nutrients and water away from the tomatoes. You will also need to know how to prepare your soil. If you do not have enough organic matter in the soil, then it will not absorb as much water and nutrients. In addition, if you do not add any fertilizer, then you will not get a good harvest. Tomatoes do well in warm weather, that's why it's best to plant them in the spring and harvest them before the cold season begins. What happens when the cold season sets in before your tomatoes are fully grown? This can happen if you're growing them in an area where the average temperatures drop below freezing during the winter months. It's then that you need to be ready with a solution to keep the plants and soil from freezing during this time of year. One way to do this is to mulch your plants, which will act as a barrier to prevent the soil from freezing. If you don't have any mulch on hand, then you can create a mulch from hay, leaves, straw, or straw bales. Another way is to use frost clothes or blankets. This will protect the plants and soil from any incoming frosty conditions. Mulching your plants will also help prevent diseases and pests from spreading through the soil. Make sure you plant your tomato seeds in an area that's free from weeds and other debris that could hinder their growth. And when planting your tomatoes, make sure to place them in a location that gets plenty of sunlight. Can you harvest tomatoes after frost? Tomatoes don't grow very well in temperatures below 0 degrees Celsius, as frost is something that they cannot deal with very well. If the fruit or leaves become frozen, then you'll need to remove all of the damaged parts of the plant and then provide adequate shelter for them during the rest of the frosty period. Frost can also damage your tomato plants if it happens at the wrong time of the year. It can cause injury to the plant leaves and the fruit. It can even damage the stem and the roots. How to protect your tomatoes from frost? You need to protect your tomatoes from frost as they are more sensitive to cold than other fruits. They should be protected from frost by covering them with a thick layer of mulch. Mulch keeps the soil warm and moist and prevents the air temperature from falling too low. If you do not have a thick layer of mulch, you may get frost damage to your tomatoes. If you do not want to cover your tomatoes with mulch, you can cover them with plastic film. Covering them with plastic will protect the fruit from the cold. When you cover your tomatoes with plastic film, you need to make sure that it does not touch the stem or the fruit. Otherwise, the plastic will prevent the air from getting to the fruit. It is also important that you put down an extra layer of plastic on top of the tomato plants to protect them from the frost. You can also use frost covers or blankets. Conclusion: it is critical to protect your tomatoes from frost as they will not survive this tough weather. Tomatoes after frost are usually already too damaged to grow or ripen, and you may end up losing your entire harvest. For this reason, it's best to stay ahead of the curve. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe.